We need a response team.
The Avengers Initiative was shut down.
This isn't about the Avengers. These people may be isolated, unbalanced even, but I believe with the right push, they can be exactly what we need.
War is it won by sentiment, Director?
No, it's won by soldiers.
Right now, you, every single one of you out there, have a chance to be a part of the greatest organization the NFL has ever seen, the Dallas Cowboys. And you are fans of a championship football team. And what do? You blog. You blog so hard that you're running up and down the internet all night long. If it's 4 o'clock in the morning and you got to get another story out, you blog. You know why? Because you know more about your team than anybody else. There is 32 teams in the league. 32 teams. You expect them to know every team like you know yours? Wait, they don't. They don't. And how do you do this? You go to the Dallas Cowboys show, you get a blog, and you blog about the Cowboys. You blog all night long about the Cowboys. You tell people what they need to know about the Cowboys instead of letting people tell you. That's what you did all last year. No more. You know why? Because we have the internet. All you have to do is have heart. And you can do it. You know why? Because you're a fan of a championship football team. And a fan of a championship football team, they give everything. They give everything they got to help their team make it to the Super Bowl. And if you're not willing as a fan to give it all you got, then you go to the New England Patriots. Blog, 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 blog. There's nothing better than that. Nothing more fulfilling. Nothing more special. Blog.
Indeed, man. We got balls in here with their game faces because it's game week. We got a little bit too serious, man. If you don't, nah, I love it. I love it, man. Let's get to it. We got us a packed house, man. We ain't gonna even do all them introductions. Everybody know who we are. We'll do that at the end. So obviously we got, probably our last words on this. Micah Parsons. We got stuff to talk about. Then we obviously got to talk about Dak as well, right? Because Dak responded. We've been waiting on that. Everybody been waiting on what does the leader have to say? What does the QB have to say? Also, man, we got the OC in the building, man. I'm just excited that my co-host up in this, but I ain't seen that dude in the Man, that dude is the OC in the building, man. Then we got Elvis in the house, man. So salute. Man, good to see everybody, man. So let's go show the faces. Let's get to work. So let me see. Where y'all want to start with? Y'all want to start with Dak? Because I think that's where it get kind of interesting. Or do y'all want to just start with just the general thoughts on Micah Parsons? As a matter of fact, let me just start with that with you, OC, because we ain't heard from you. Your thoughts on Micah?
Yeah, I think that it comes a time and a place, and I put this out on X, that you can't disrespect somebody's team and them and get away with it. And so I think ultimately this is what happened with Micah Parsons. It was a money conversation, but it was a big offense situation that ended up happening between him and the Joneses. And then once he got mad and said, hey, I want out, even if the numbers got closer, I felt like that the relationship wasn't going to work. I said this about a year ago now. I said, listen, if the Jones family handles Micah Parsons the same way they handled CeeDee Lamb, the same way they handled this, at that time, Dak Prescott's contract, that it would be an issue and that he would take exception to it and that it would get public. and it would get ugly. And so that's what ended up happening. And Jerry Jones knew what he was doing. You can't make a gentleman's agreement without the agent being involved, right? We understand these type of things, but I just think it was the envelope of the Dallas Cowboys engine being pushed just a little bit too far in terms of its tactics, and it blew up in his face. That's what I think happened.
Big.
I'm gonna go with the side of OC. You know, I've been vocal about it or from day one that this was gonna be a different monster with Micah Parsons because he is an emotional person. He wasn't gonna be quiet. He wasn't gonna be like these other guys. And you kind of knew this was gonna come to a head eventually, and then it did. And I just feel like OC said, once Micah I don't really know how to explain it, but this wasn't, like he said, wasn't going to be like a Dak CD thing because Micah was going to talk. And Micah kept saying, oh, we kept coming to you, trying to see a deal, and y'all kept playing it off. And then when he felt like, well, I'm going to come to the voluntary, I'm going to come do this to show my faithfulness. And then I felt like once the thing kind of blew up, I feel like he took that personal. And I just feel like Micah's the type of person that's not going to want to play for an organization when you diss him or when you play him like that. I didn't feel like he was going to go hard for the team now because I don't feel like it was about his teammates and the coaches. It was about, this is my employer and my employer is dissing me. So you want me to go all out after you said all this about me? You want me to blood, sweat, and tears after you done said this about me? I don't want to do that. And that's why you start seeing his attitude start coming out as far as, you know, coming to the practice, sitting the way he was sitting. I just felt like he was done. And once he was done, I felt like the Cowboys were like, look, you either play on that option or get out. Because I felt like
we're just basically saying get out.
Basically saying because them putting him on that 5th-year option and make him play on that, you can best believe they were going to franchise tag him, and that was not going to be good. So that's why it was almost like he had to go.
Yeah. So angry.
Yeah, what's happening, man? I don't know. I feel I am a little salty about it. I will concur there. I am salty about it. But at the same time, this is both of their faults. You know, this is both of their egos clashing and the result happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, just picture, you know, Micah Parsons walking into that office. He knew, Jerry Jones knew, because, you know, it's in the rules, you know, it's in the rules that you cannot talk to a player if he is represented by an agent, but he did it anyway. He overstepped his bounds anyway, because they felt that they had that relationship. And when Micah felt that relationship was torn, then it's a stalemate. Because at the same time, you had Jerry Jones that was sitting there with his ego bruised as well. And it's like, you can't get any business done. And at that point, when you can't get any business done, it's just better to sever ties and go about your business.
Yeah. So, I mean, because this will probably be our last time talking about this Micah stuff.
Yes, sir. So, good evening, everybody. Good evening, chat. I'm gonna just say this, man. Like, and angry, I'm with you. Like, the lines got crossed. Okay, the lines got crossed, and once the lines were crossed and muddy, that was it. It was over with. So let this be a lesson, because what we learned today is Gary and Steven don't have problems talking to agents. But I think they have problems talking to agents once you made your move and you said that the agents won't be present, Micah Parsons. I think that's where it got messed up at. They were too cool, and then when you decided you wanted to be business, then it became a problem. You look at Dak. He's always kept it business. He ain't really had too many issues outside of waiting. But he didn't go back and forth with the emotions and the chatter and the talk. He just said, hey, to get done when it get done. CeeDee Lamb made his stance early, stayed distance, made it clear what it was. He had success. So let this be an example. Once you step one direction, you got to keep going with it.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna go to you big time when I start the Dak interview, and we go just kind of walk through that. It's a lesson to all top players in Dallas. Number one, don't ever try to negotiate with Jerry at all.
X.
Number two, if you really want to stay here, you likely want to some kind of way be team friendly. Because if you fight for your whole worth, it's gonna likely get nasty, and that can be your end. You got to be willing to just be willing to walk away, and that's why I'm proud of Mike, is that he was willing to walk away. So he was willing to say, "Hey, I'm worth this. I'm gonna fight because I'm worth this," and that's it. And so, if you're that type of person, you got to live with the consequences, and that's what happened. I'm proud of him for that. And then if I was to blame anybody, I blame Zach Martin. Because he was the first people to skip the line and play tough like that after he got a contract. And I know that set precedent for them young dudes. I felt like if he would have never skipped the line like that, and they let him skip the line, that wouldn't have, if they would have shot Zach Martin instead of, they wouldn't have never have to shoot Micah Parsons. Because he would have learned, they'll get you up out of here. You know what I mean? But they folded on Zach, so that told everybody going forward, play hard. And that's to me, that's how he got shot. Let me play Dak.
Surprised?
Yeah, I was. I can't say I was completely surprised, but I definitely didn't think he was going to get traded. I'll say that. But just with the way that their negotiations went down, obviously, to some extent, I mean, hell, y'all were asking me questions. It seemed like it got personal on their ends. So like that's why I wasn't surprised. But yeah,
from a team standpoint, is it
big time? It seemed like it got personal on their ends. What's your thoughts?
Different strokes for different folks. Just because Dak got in line, just because everybody else got in line, that does not mean that another person is not going to go a different route. One of the things that Micah had that they did not is that he had a podcast. He's not scared to shut up. And he's not scared to say what's on his mind. Micah has never been that type of dude. Micah is not a corporate type guy. And I'm being very nice when I say this. He's not a corporate type dude. I'm not saying he's a disruptor, because we would have seen evidence of that in 4 years. This is the first time we've seen this type of thing with Micah. Dak needs to, you know what I'm saying? Dak is a pure guy. You can't talk about where you ain't never been. Dak played on the last year. Dak played on 2 franchise tags. Anybody else other than Kirk Cousins would have lost their mind. Dak was a good corporate guy. Micah is not that. And that's why you say it got personal. You don't know what happened. Be quiet. Get ready for the Eagles, man.
Woo!
Be quiet. Get ready. You can't talk about where you haven't never been. You ain't big. You never acted like Micah in negotiations. You went to practice. You went to practice with no contract. You practiced like you were getting ready for the game. Micah held out. You don't know what it's like. It's like you don't know nothing about a hold in. You didn't hold. No, you held the ball right under center. Could have told your ankle up right then and there in practice, but you just wanted to keep on going because you are a good ultimate cowboy.
Damn, son.
Get ready.
Cowboy.
God, I should have started with you.
And you know what, though, to jump in really quick, to piggyback on that. As I thought about this, and me and Boss Cowboy really hadn't talked too much about it, they treated a 10 like a 6, and the 10 wasn't having it. That's what happened. They tried to treat him like he was a 6. He was like, no, I know I'm fine. I'm beautiful. I got too many suitors. I got too much productivity. I got receipts, and you're not going to treat me like that. And here's the thing. The other component of it is that Micah was team Micah. Everybody else drunk the cowboy Kool-Aid. I want to be a cowboy. I want to be here for life. I have to be here. Micah was like, man, forget y'all. I got family. I don't care nothing about y'all. You gonna pay me my money or I'm stepping. And that's really what it was. And he was the first big contract guy that we've seen in the last several years. I can't think of one in recent memory that was a pure me guy. He wasn't a Cowboys guy. He was like, you gonna pay me my money or that's that. And that's where it all fell apart.
Bingo.
Let me read this super chat, man. This super chat feel dear to my heart. He said, "Oh my God, I don't have the words to express how I feel about the content y'all put out there. Just keep me calm and well informed. I love you, DC4L Johnny Blue, man. Appreciate that, bro. That's a huge compliment.
Facts.
We greatly appreciate that, man. Like I'd almost want to move off this, man, because the way you just kicked it off like that. Let me go back to Dak. Then we gonna go because Lou, we ain't heard from Lou yet." Lou, my concern was the locker room, bro. So let me play this locker room comment real quick from Dak. I'm gonna play 2 of them and get your response. And we gonna go around the circle on this. Y'all sit back and watch this show because I know everybody here, man. Everybody here gonna speak their mind. I love everybody here. Watch this.
Disappointment? Do you just we're better, or how do you?
Role player.
Hold on.
For sure. I mean, action. Then
here we go.
Listen. The timing of the trade and everything. What was the message to the guys, given that you guys have a game in just a few days against the Eagles?
My message to the guys?
Yeah, right immediately after the trade.
I mean, I don't know if there was a necessary meeting or things needed to be said or handled or had. I mean, it was a very public issue that everybody could look on the internet or ask somebody or ask one of y'all and get a lot of intel or feelings about it that like I said, it's just good to be past it, and as I said, both parties are happy.
Probably not surprise you.
Hold on, let me pause that real quick. Shut up, Dak. Let me hold on. Hold on real quick. Let me go to this next lock because that's what I'm concerned about. And we gonna all take turns to talk about this. And then we got some good stuff. We gonna talk about it's Micah generational and all that. That's gonna be fun. We got to talk about that, talk that through. That's good stuff. So and then we gonna talk about obviously Philly because we gonna be done with this after this. We done with this. We all the way off in the Philly for this. But with this panel, we got to talk about this. Check this out. This the other locker room. It's on you, Lo.
Before you were named captain, the pulse of the locker room, what's the feeling? Some of these young guys were close, certainly guys on defense were close with Micah. How do you get them to divorce from those feelings and focus on, we got to get ready for Philadelphia? And I don't know what the locker room is feeling right now.
Once again, from what I got from the feel of the locker room, I don't think there was needed a talk or lifting guys up over the divorce or feeling down about themselves. I mean, or about the situation. It's a business. And I think a lot of guys in that locker room know that, have felt that to some extent or not. And I just think that was just another realization of it, of this is a business. And hell, if anything, I hope it was a wake-up call to some guys, right? Like this is for our life. And every day you come in here and you approach it as it is for your life. We're blessed to play a game for a living. So, the locker room have seemed upbeat. The ping pong games have still been going on, and we're focused on Philly.
Life goes on.
Dak, what kind of example does Damon Bland give to the younger guys?
Okay, Lou.
To get paid like he did.
You said you
I gotta hear from everybody on this, bro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We're gonna start with you, Lou.
That was a very corporate ass answer. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's the equivalent of somebody literally sharing a cubicle with your ass, and then as soon as you leave, it's a sigh of relief. That it looked like two different, for me, it looked like the clash of two different leadership styles. Someone who had a pulse of the team and someone who clearly don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. Someone who clearly looked like he's $60 million, be cooped up in his mansion all day. That's how I feel. Because if you didn't feel that that didn't hurt the defensive locker room, man, we really need to look at how split this team really is. Because I saw on Twitter how everyone was hurt. Yeah, it's Twitter, but these guys, they actually hang with a Micah. And this is what I questioned the entire Cowboy Nation. I got up here and lied saying he wasn't a leader. Like you said, leaders, no, real men don't follow the leaders. It's understood who was the leader. And you just saw it with his interview, the way he talked and everything like that, that he is the figurehead leader. He's not the true leader. He looks like he's aged out. He's out of the loop, to be honest with you. Because I'm worried about the leadership on the defensive side because they are scattered. There's like a bunch of voices and everything like that, a bunch of names, but I don't know if it's a true leader on that side.
Let me just say this real quick, and then I'm gonna shut up. I'll be fast, man. Dak looks like a guy in prison and saw somebody get killed, and he's avoiding getting shanked because he don't want to snitch. That's how Dak looked. Dak looked like It's a business. Don't ask me. I got my paper. I don't know. You know, Dak knows what happened. Dak knows how nasty that was. Dak knows that losing Micah Parsons does not make your team better. We know that, and I'll speak more about this later. I'm not saying they won't be okay, but he does. But losing him definitely doesn't help you. We know that much. So Dak is more like, hey, I'm staying away from this topic. Please don't get me caught up. I'm doing okay here, and you know what? Let's move on. That's what that was.
God, dog. Star in the building. What's up?
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Salute, Star.
What's up, Star?
Star was saying hi.
Oh, I was like, you want me to go?
Yeah.
Shoot it.
Jay. No, I want to talk.
I mean, I feel like what is Dak supposed to say?
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with Luke's take, but y'all know Dak's my guy. So I'm never going to think that, like, Dak has some type of malicious intent because Dak's, I mean, openly and publicly said he wanted Micah on his team. He openly and publicly said Micah was doing the right thing for sitting out. So, and he was the only one who said that. CD didn't say that. None of the people who changed their profile pics didn't say that. Dak's the only one who said Micah is doing the right thing for sitting out because he cannot afford to play because if he gets hurt, that could mess up his entire career and his money. So I don't agree that, you know, basically he don't know what's going on. I think he's just trying to do what everybody's trying to do. Did y'all see Osa interview? Osa did the same thing. Osa said we can't even think about that. That's Micah's boy. And he's like, honestly, it happened so fast. We didn't expect it, but it's Philly week. Like, what can we do about it? And I feel like that's how all the players feel. Like, what can we do? This is effed up. We don't agree with what happened, but I think everybody's just trying to keep a stonewall face and not be like, the locker room is in disarray. Everybody's sad. We don't know what we're going to do. Like, because at the same time, as a leader, when you look to your leader for strength. So if Dak's like, I mean, locker room, I mean, we're just distraught. We feel terrible. Like, everybody, like, how is that going to reflect? Like, okay, so you scared, you worried about. It's like everything that Dak do is he damned if he do, he damned if he don't. Like, everything that he does is always twisted some way. Like, even with people talking about he had a problem with the podcast, Dak never said shit about Micah podcast. Malik Hooker did.
Yeah.
Dak never spoke about Micah podcast, but people use Dak's they use Dak's name for buzzwords because they know people don't fuck with Dak. They think he's PC Dak and he don't hang with the guys and he don't know this and that. So I feel like any time people have a chance to like say Dak is an issue, that's just what it is. But that's my take on his response on that.
So real quick, I didn't like the body language. I didn't. The body language looked bad. I'm real big on body language, almost like a smirk, but it's hard to interpret it. Is it a smirk like, man, y'all soft, we men? You know what I mean? We moving on. Is it one of those, or is it one of those, I ain't really like it? You see what I'm saying? But it did. The look was like, it did, you know, it's, you know, but sometimes, and we talked about this in the game of football, sometimes you got to step over a guy and say, what's the next play? It's hard to read. Was it that, or was it, man, I ain't like Micah. You know what I mean? It had a smell of I didn't like him. That's what that looked like to me. Yeah. Just, if I'm just kind of, you know, reading it, and I'm going to be as honest as possible when I'm kind of peeping it, like he's sitting there kind of like when they asking him about the locker room, he's like, man, we still playing ping pong and stuff like that. Like, in you know, and it's almost like it's a happy medium you got to walk with that to me. You know what I mean? It's like, I respect them, hey, but we got some games to play. We love them, but it was none of that. It was like almost no empathy in that. So I smell a split. I ain't gonna lie. I smell a little bit of a leadership split. And that's my take on it, just being honest. Big, I want to ask you, are we better?
On the defense?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say we better because you had a guy that I just happened to look at the Phillies offensive lineman, not Lane Johnson, but the other tackle, and they were asking his thoughts about it. He said he thought it was crazy. He said because we played those guys about 4 or 5 times and we game planned for Micah. We game planned for Micah. He's a game wrecker. But they still got some good defensive players. I think that maybe the defense may be more balanced because now you have a true defensive tackle where we were really lacking there. Nobody was feeling good. Well, I didn't feel good about no damn Mozzie. And Jay, he's a rookie. I ain't feeling good about that. So now you got a legit guy in the middle. So I feel like maybe the defense may be more evened out. But if you're talking about that, if you're talking about having that impact player guy, the guy that can really change the game, I don't think we have that now. I just think we have a balanced type defense. I don't know if it got better. We have to see. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to see what Kenny Clark really does. I think it added more balance because of the tackle position. But now you're missing an element where you can get a guy that if it's a third down, you really have a guy that you lost a guy that can really change all perspectives of the game at any time. And you just don't find that. And that's why I think people were calling him generational because you just don't find players like that. You get what I'm saying? And to your point, when you're talking about Dak, I think it's a situation where everybody's just kind of like, we ain't gonna speak on it because I seen Kavontae Turpin quote, and let me tell you what he said. I thought it was funny because he just got paid, right? He just got paid. This is what he said. He says crazy because that's Micah Parsons. But at the end of the day, I feel like the front office did what they thought was best for the team. He said, I'm with the front office. But my man, Parsons, that's a generational player. So basically, I got my money, so I gotta be quiet. Okay, I ain't trying to get in trouble. I just did a little thing, and I can't be messing my money up. I just did a little.
With that though, to
you feel me? I did a little mess up, so I gotta be quiet. So I ain't gonna say nothing crazy because they might come talk to me. So I'm with the front office, but Micah was that guy. You can see that they knew he was that guy, but it just feels like everybody, you're supposed to move on. You got to. You can't sit there and gloat over it. You do have to move on because it is a business. But at the same time, I just feel like everybody is going to be like, well, we just got to move on because they don't want no. I feel like there's repercussions. I mean, let's be honest, y'all. This happens at regular jobs. Okay, you can be at a job. Okay. And you may not like what's going on. You may be very productive, most productive person at your job. You may want to say you want to get a raise, but you might be nervous to get that raise because if I speak out or if I say something like this, I might get fired. So I got to be quiet. I got to toe the line. You get what I'm saying? That's what it feels like in Dallas. You don't speak up, you're going to get your money. Damon Bland said, I'm surprised I got paid. Jake Ferguson, I'm surprised I got paid. Yeah, you surprised you got paid because I feel like that was spitefulness. When Micah started saying something, all of a sudden Jake Ferguson got paid on an injury-plagued season. All of a sudden, Micah's out. Now Bland gets paid on an injury-plagued season. Jerry Jones is the one that brought up them injuries with Micah, and that's where he felt some kind of way. But you just paid 2 players that had injury-plagued seasons last year, and you're going off to 2023. When this man was the first time he ever had an injury in his first year, and that's what you bring up, but you pay guys who had an injury-marred season. So I just feel like it's spitefulness of, stay quiet, you get paid. You get out of line, you talk back to us, you're going to be gone. I don't like that theory.
So, question for you, Big Time, and then Angry, we going to go ahead and hit the topic of is Micah generation and move off of it. Big Time and I'm gonna ask y'all both the same question. Do you think Micah Parsons was a good leader or bad leader?
You can't judge. Previous to the contract negotiation, we didn't hear none of this about Micah. If he was really like this, we would have heard it. So then I believe that if there was a negative part about him, you could only point to his podcast. That's the only thing that I could think of in which some of us old heads, I personally did not like. And this is me. I can't speak for everybody else. I did not like him having Jordan Love on there after the Packers just stomped the mud hole in us. And he's smiling and giggling and all that. And then he had a top 10 list. That one on there. He called out a whole bunch of other names. Now, I'm just saying that ain't a good look when you got an all-pro quarterback right there in your locker room and you didn't call his name out and called out everybody else. Now, I'm just saying now that is corporate enough that he can let it go by and do his job and still put up great numbers and all that. But look, I know Dak is all this, but some things, you know, it probably touched him a little bit. He don't get on no microphone and say, not that guy, and, you know, he's not going to say that. But you got an all-pro quarterback right there in your locker room, and when they ask for the top 5, you didn't, come on now. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. But the drama that he had this last month or whatever, we never saw this. So I can't kill him now for speaking up for what he really wanted and then try to act like the other 4 years wasn't nothing. Come on now. You can't judge a man by that. So to me, I think he was a great leader. If defensive wise, those guys love him. That's why he on the group chat saying, okay, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry I had to end like this. I'm sorry it's like that. Those guys feel it. That's why Osi didn't answer the question. That's why Trayvon.
What question? Hold on. You got to go through what question? Because I don't want you to talk over that. What question?
They asked Osi if y'all looked at the interview today. Just happened a few hours ago. Osi, they asked him a few questions. I want y'all to look at, when y'all look at it, look at the quickness in which he answered all of the questions. Then they asked the question about Micah Parsons and saying, is the locker room split on it? He immediately said, I don't want to talk about that. Next question.
That means yes.
Go to the interview.
It's a split. It's a split, bro.
You can't have a guy who they love, and make no mistake about it, they love Michael, and then act like they just fell out of love a couple days later. That just don't work.
All these men don't change their profile, which is going against front office, and then be like, he wasn't impactful in terms of the leadership. That's not even logical. But good answer though, Big.
It's crazy because the media that's asking the questions knows what could happen if they answer those questions. Like, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know how long some of them who work for .com have been covering the Cowboys damn near as long as I've been on this earth. Probably as long as Lou has been on this earth. Like, for real. Like, y'all really hear yourselves? You might feel like, hey, he's that dude or he's that guy, or you might feel like he was cool, but he was a little extra at times. Either way, you still have to change your tone when you're talking about certain topics. Because at the end of the day, we ask ourselves this question. If it were me, and my feet were in his cleats, would I open my mouth and say something against management?
Exactly.
If it's dependent upon my paycheck and how I'm gonna feel my family,
but they did. They did though.
They really didn't though.
When they changed their profile, that's saying I
believe that. I don't believe that, boss. That's not going against it.
They did that with
no, that's not. That's not, boss, because changing your profile. Changing your profile. Changing your profile.
That's just saying I support, but you supporting them in what?
No, listen, boss.
Right.
Hold up, boss. Changing your profile picture and then you actually coming out and saying in public is two different things, and you know
that's
that.
Different.
I can change my profile,
but I'm just saying you are sending the message that Jerry and them does.
Man, I don't think that ain't a strong message to me. That's a safe message.
It's a safe. Yeah, it's a safe strike. It's a solid strike.
You ain't gonna go out there and be like, put the microphone. No, put the microphone in their face and be like, man, that's messed up what they did to Micah. They ain't saying that.
No, they ain't gonna say that. They ain't gonna say that.
Okay,
but
that's.
But the stuff like no comment to Big Point when they ask him, "Hey, is the locker room no comment?" That's saying it.
It's quiet quitting, right? Ain't it quiet quitting?
I don't think
Quiet
y'all
quitting?
necessarily
but
saying it.
it's quiet storm. You know, like the
No, I'm just saying you mentally checked out. When your boss is really, that's quiet quitting. You quit in your mind before you actually quit.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You can't answer every question, and then at this question you go to total different route. You answer every other
I
question.
would say it like this, and then I would start passing it again because I like that we started debating this a little bit. Schultz actually spoke out about Amari. Y'all remember that?
He did.
Mm-hmm.
He actually spoke out. So he was like, "No, we are not better without Amari." He said that, you know. So, and he was shortly gone after that.
But at the same time, did we hear Suzu dog?
Exactly.
Oh, he was on the squad. No, he said it's Suzu after his ass was gone.
He was gone after that.
They all talk after they leave because they know if they talk while they're there, you're gonna get chastised.
Hey,
so
Big,
you better stay quiet. You better keep your mouth quiet. You got to keep your mouth quiet in Dallas, and we all know that. We all know you have to keep your mouth quiet in Dallas because if you don't, there's going to be repercussions to you. They are very selective in their words because they know Jerry and them are listening, and that's the truth.
He ain't lying.
I told you they try not to get shanked. Everybody they just try not to get shanked. Hey man,
Yeah,
I didn't see nothing. I didn't hear nothing. I don't know nothing.
They just buck broke. They buck broke Dallas. So if anybody understood buck breaking, it was a term that they literally did where they went to the strongest, biggest slave and they publicly raped him in front of everybody to make all the other slaves submissive. So we not necessarily calling Jerry and them slave owners. It has though the same effect though. When you go after the biggest, baddest dude,
boss, it's got that.
Everybody go get that message. That's just what it is. It's gonna be a natural message that everybody go get that these dudes is willing to shank any of us if they shanked him. It's just what it is. So, so now we go get to a fun debate where people may see this different. And then we're done with Micah. Hopefully until we see him again in Green Bay, if that's okay with y'all. This will be a fun debate. We're gonna move to straight football. Is Michael generational angry?
Listen, first and foremost, I want to say this, that I think Micah Parsons is a great talent. He is an elite talent. I want to say that. But also, dealing from the front office's point of view, is Micah Parsons a great leader? Yes, he's a great leader until the contract situation happened. And then when does that great leader turn from Anakin Skywalker to Darth Vader? When does he start tainting the locker room? You know what I'm saying? So he can be great, but Micah Parsons' words are even more powerful. You see how he has Trayvon Diggs. So do you want a whole team of people revolting, of bucking the system in Dallas? No, you get rid of them. But as far as the whole generational talent, you know, I'm a literal type of person. And, you know, generational talent is the rarest of the rare. And my thing is this, I feel like we use it very loosely. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking anything away from Micah Parsons by taking a generational talent. And I have called him this, but when I called him this in the past, I'm like, you know, and I keep hearing people generational about different players. It's like, how do we have so many generational talents in the NFL at one time? You know, that's my question. And let's say like Micah Parsons right now, is he a Hall of Famer? Or is he on a path? Is he on a trajectory to the Hall of Fame?
Extreme fast trajectory, straight.
He definitely is. He's definitely on a
Jack Martin,
like insane.
He actually like got more Pro Bowls. I mean, all pros and defensive rookie of the year. But I don't mean to cut you off. I want you to finish, and then I'm gonna pass to the OC and ask the same question.
All right, so he is on a quick trajectory.
Beeline, straight.
Isn't he on a beeline to being generational? Because there's a lot of talent out there that were deemed generational after their career ended. I mean, some people in the middle of the career, like once Tom Brady had like 5 Super Bowls, there was no denying that he was the GOAT, you know. But I guess my main thing is like, when I think of generational, and my definition of generational may be skewed, but when I think of generational, I think of somebody that has changed, that has completely transformed the game as we know it. You know, like a Michael Jordan. just like a Steph Curry, people like that. And I guess right now, I don't think the Dallas Cowboys as an organization and as coaches were able to unlock everything that Micah Parsons could have done to show that he was generational. We see him as a great pass rusher. He has more in the tank. He has more in the bag.
Is he generational, OC?
Absolutely, he's generational. Micah Parsons played here for 4 years and had over 50 sacks. He's averaged roughly 13 sacks a season. And he got 12 sacks last year, I believe, while missing, was it 6 games?
4.
He missed 4.
Missed 4 games. He still had 12 sacks. He's a guy that if you look at, and I'm not into stats for the sake of quoting stats, but I'm looking at his win rush percentage. He had the highest win rush percentage, statistically speaking, over the past couple years in the NFL. He's an absolute game record. In terms of his ability, he will be at 100 sacks barring injury by the time he gets to year 8. So 100 sacks is kind of like the bar for Hall of Fame players, like upper end Hall of Fame players. He'll be at 100 plus sacks by season 8 unless he has some injury where he misses significant time. That is extremely rare. Speed, size, combination, ability to make plays, athletic ability. Yes, the dude is generational. To me, it's no doubt about that.
Yeah, the term generational for your anger, it's basically a archetype we have never seen before. It's once in a lifetime. LeBron is generational. You don't see 6'8" guys moving that fast, being able. Michael Jordan is generational. That's generation. Micah Parsons is also generational. I don't know what y'all people are doing. I need y'all to stop just box score watching, being lazy. I need you to stop watching PFF and getting your grades from there and actually turn on the film. Or just sit down with a opposing team's offensive coordinator and ask them how long he keep them up at night. That man is the ultimate chess piece. They have to cater the entire offense to knowing where he is. I don't think y'all understand when I say that.
Yeah.
Protections is set his way. The passing game is set that way. We have to literally know where he's at because he can rush from any side. So take that defensive end, that lazy characterization. That shit is lazy. He can also rush from depth. He can rush. He can be the weak side, strong side, Mike. Like he can rush from all over, and he can cover. We misuse him. He's a true queen on the chessboard. He's a true queen on a chessboard. Yes, we have never seen something like that ever before. If y'all naming me names that are defensive ends that can mainly rush. Y'all only categorize sacks and tackles, pressures. This man had the highest. Him with Myles Garrett, who was a bona fide defensive end, had the highest percentage of being doubled and having pressures. That means this man is seeing double teams the entire game. He is a generational player, period.
I think, to be fair to Angry, I think he said it right. It depends on your definition. So the way that I judge generational is like you, Lou. Something that's rare, something you see once every 30 years, something you see once every 20 years, like a Dion. Like you not gonna see another Dion to maybe another 10 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna see another Bo Jackson to maybe another 20 more years before he pops out. We don't know where he coming from, but these people are just rare. So if y'all can tell me another athlete, if you can tell me in the last 50 years what players could have been drafted in the top 10 in 2 positions, if you can tell me that and say that's not generational, because I'm judging it as rare. Now, the way Angry, to be fair with him, the way he judging it is accomplishment.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't think Micah has generational accomplishments yet in terms of big games. I think the OC right in terms of his individual, but in terms of like overall done it in big moments to where you shed everybody up, not yet. But in terms of the talent, if you judging it based on talent, he is absolutely generational. He's so generational. He's so freaky. He makes Sam Williams, who just as freaky, look like nobody. Just think about that. Like, think about that. Sam Williams, 260, run a 4.4, we don't care about him because Michael was on the field. Like, real talk. So versus
Gunner,
he had that dude at Gunner. Now that Micah gone, he doing workouts. I'm ready to take the mantle. If you come on, bro. Micah had you on the bench. And then it's the fact that tell me another person that could play linebacker on any one of the linebackers playing the A gap, play all over the whole line of scrimmage. How? Tell me anybody else in the whole NFL that's doing that in the last 30 years. Give me 30 years. You got to go back to LT to see that. You got to go back to Charles Haley to see somebody going all the way up and down that line of scrimmage. You ain't gonna be able to name nobody else.
Hey,
So, when it comes to rare generational accomplishment, I agree with Anchor.
I'm gonna kill mine real quick. I heard motherfuckers saying they made Hove. Okay, make another Hove. Well, shit, make another Micah then.
Ooh.
I'm done.
Dope. All right, so let's get to Philly, man. We ain't heard from you in the Wild Star. And then for all the people that's in there, when we gonna talk about Philly? Listen, y'all got, let me tell y'all something. I understand a lot of people sick of Micah, so they hate hearing about Micah. You gotta understand it's a lot of people that got all kind of sides on this. So as content creators,
it's still fresh though.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, people acting like this is 3 weeks ago. This just happened. And people act like this just happened. I can understand. Just we talking about this 3 weeks later. This just happened. People already like shut up already. Be quiet. But that's that propaganda that the front office did when Jerry did his little world tour to get everybody back on his side because he know how to manipulate. I'm sorry I spoke out of turn, but I just had to jump in there and say that. You know what I'm saying? He want to get the people back on his side, so he wanted to move on from that quick and get them. But I just want to say this about bouncing off Lou with the generational term. When Michael was out this year, weeks 5, 6, 8, and 9, the team had a 10 sacks in that period, 2.5 sacks in game, rate 15 in NFL. When Micah came back, 41 total sacks, 3.5 per game, ranked second most in the NFL. Why is that? Because guess what? When you're a generational type player, you make the game easier for everybody else. Okay? Mm-hmm. Because when you're on that field, like they said, double, triple teams, who's that open it up for? Dorrance Armstrong, you got a good contract over in Washington because of Micah.
Oh,
y'all got deals because of Micah. You feel me? You guys got more money because of Micah. Because of what he did for the team, opened up lanes for you. And now he ain't there. Now we're going to see how good you really are.
And then also the Damon Bland signing, I don't think it was what some people may think. I think this was a, hey, we take care of our guys signing. Hey, shut up signing. Hey, I know Micah's gone, but let's divert a little attention. We'll get this guy almost $100 million, even though, he's our third cornerback or should be a third cornerback, right? Hey, so let's, we're cool, right? So it was one of those type of deals. I don't think it was a pure, we love Damon Bland the way that some may think they love Damon Bland. Like Damon Bland was a beneficiary of the Micah trade. That's what I think.
Yeah, I'm just amazed at people that actually think that, like, as I heard somebody say that Donovan Ezeraku is going to be a replacement for Micah.
Oh, Lord.
I just saw somebody say Kevon Thibodeau equals Micah. I literally talk Kevon Thibodeau.
I'm like, it's like you got to, listen, because and then they say stuff like Micah was a run-trick pony. It is absolutely,
that's not true either.
It's like, bro, you can't move somebody up and down the line of scrimmage and have him playing linebacker and all that kind of stuff and then call him one trick. You sound toxic. Like you
that
sound
media
like
propaganda is nasty.
It sounds like you scorn. Like it's like you want to feel better about this trade. It's okay to say that we lost a real good talent, bro. It's okay. It's okay. We can say that. And that's not saying we don't believe in our edge room, bro. We got talent in the edge room. Fowler was a former lottery pick. We got 3 second rounders, and we got Houston that just blew up in preseason and practices. So we got some stuff there. But like Big said, they're gonna have to earn it on their own now. It ain't gonna be nobody drawing doubles, triples, and all that kind of stuff and leaving you one-on-one. And then like Big said perfectly, When Micah came back from his injury, we became #1 sack producing team because everybody was focused on Micah. Now y'all got to go eat by yourself, and we're not saying you can't, but let's not act like Micah didn't take pressure off y'all either.
Couldn't even tank.
Man made everybody else's job easier.
Yes,
It's just true, bro. I mean, if you
It's
if
just
you
the
want to
facts.
deny that, what you really trying to do is you're that ex that you saw your lady move on or your man move on to another pasture, and you try to nitpick and say all the negative things you ain't like about him.
They went all that anyway.
Yeah.
They wasn't all that. That's what
But you
y'all
was
doing.
with them. But you was with them 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I never did like them.
And the thing that I'm concerned about is karma. That's why I don't want us doing all this evil, get back, speaking evil. I hope the worst on them. No, bro, listen, God is real. I don't want us to just bring this karma on us because we like evil and we wish evil on people. I really don't want that. Just be that mature person that say, hey, man, do your thing. We see you in week 4 and we don't even care. We gonna move on. So let's go to Philly now. Are we I can't wait to ask this question, Star. Are we better for week 1 from this trade or worse?
I would say it's a tough.
I don't know.
I got my answer.
But I
don't know.
Aspect. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna get all y'all covered.
But I'll say that I think Philly, and this is first of all, I want to say I do think Micah is generational. I do think he's generational. If
you
gotta
can take your time on that too before you.
Yeah, I think Micah's generational. I mean, when you look at how he's double teamed and triple teamed, the stuff that these teams are doing, creating mazes of people that he got to go through, and he's still getting 13 for how many sacks? 13 sacks, 12 sacks, an obscene amount of pressures. Like Micah is generational. Like teams, he's got the same agility as a Tyreek Hill, same speed. Ooh. But he's a pass rusher. Like it's like there's no DE or
Hill.
He does. We saw the drills with Tyreek Hill versus Micah side by side.
He's a running back.
Talk that talk. This is why Star is a beast. Hey, take it easy on the back. I need my butt, damn it.
100%. He is generational. And he's just that 10X. You know, sometimes you just wasn't ready for that X or you didn't have enough money in there. Like, I'm moving on, you're a bum. But it's like, you can't look back at that X and be like, oh, they ugly now. No, they still a 10. They still a 10. You fumbled them. That doesn't mean that there's not 8s out there, 9s out there, and 7s. But that's a 10. You fumbled, and you just got to admit that and walk away and just accept it. So everybody's saying, oh, Micah not generational now, when we literally have tweets of you saying he was generational 2 weeks ago. Like, that's lame. Like, that's lame and that's fake. And I think the fan base needs to stop being fake. Like, stop being fake, y'all. You can't.
You fake. You phony.
2 days ago, pay Micah now. Now Micah out the building. Front office doing smear campaigns. Dak hated him. What's the next thing? Oh, he wasn't a leader. Oh, no, this is just classic Jerry Jones and them. They're just trying to. His thing against him now. He can't stop the run. Them Nick wasn't worried about stopping the run all offseason. We trade Micah. Then what they're doing is a sales pitch. It's a sales job. They knew that what we were saying, get DT, get DT, get DT. So Jerry was like, okay, we're going to get rid of Micah. What can we do to soothe the fans? Get a DT, get a DT. Yeah. And so now they're trying to make every. Right, exactly. It's just a shut up thing. Now, when you look at Kenny Clark's film, he is like that. So, but I'm just still saying, he was not the focus. Jerry was not looking at Kenny Clark for weeks. It's like, Jerry, stop it.
Right.
Jerry. Stop it. Like, all that stuff is BS. I think y'all wanted to sign Micah, but Micah did what his agent told him to do with the trade, request to trade and all that shit, and that pissed Jerry off. Just plain and simple. All that stuff just pissed Jerry off. No player has ever done that. Micah did that because he wanted to get paid fast. He thought if I put pressure on the Joneses, I'll get paid faster. So I don't have to do what CD did. And it just all backfired. Like it all backfired. But this is what happens when you stand out in front of the front office and you think you're gonna be different. You're gonna get your ass out of here. That's just how it is.
Get your ass out of here.
Okay, Star. Then we go.
Okay, moving on Philly. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, well with Philly,
are we better from the trade?
Okay,
week one, and that's a specific question.
Yes, for week one.
I'll be concise now because we got a lot of people. Let's be concise on these answers.
For week one, I would say y'all gonna probably be like, "What?" But I feel like yes, because I feel like Philly had figured out how to limit Micah. The past couple times that we played them, I feel like they pretty much had it figured out on how can we limit him. Now, if we were going to actually play him at linebacker this year, maybe that looks different. But considering that he missed all training camp, I don't think that was going to happen. I think he was just going to play edge like he's been for the past 2 seasons. I think Philly, we have a stronger D-line now. Like we have a way stronger D-line. And I feel like that is something where Philly will look at that as like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Because they figured out Micah, but now you have a game-wrecking DT in the middle. We have not had that in years. So
years.
And Philly's offensive line is not good. Howie is scrambling. They cut Kenyon Green. Then they just signed him back to the active roster. Dickerson is hurt. I mean, they have so many problems. So I do feel like, yes, we are better for Philly now.
Okay.
For versus Philly, yes. Philly. Now in the future,
because I'm asking for Philly and asking for the season. OC, then big time. Are we better for week one from the trade?
Yes, we're better week one for the trade because of the fact that they did get Micah Parsons caught up several times on RPOs where he didn't play the quarterback, and those end up being big plays. They have found out strategically how to neutralize them, and I think that Jalen Hurts is probably the perfect cocktail of a quarterback that's strong, smart, and fast enough to make decisions on getting the ball out quick, scrambling fast when he feels pressure, backside or front side, and then also they have 2 stud tackles. They have Lane Johnson, stud, one of the best in the business. I'm going to say right now, the best in the business, right, in terms of pass pro. So it's going to be very hard for even Micah Parsons to get off on Lane Johnson one-on-one. It's going to be very hard on him. He's been proven not to beat the left tackle who recently signed, I think last year for like, I don't know, $70-some-odd million. He had a hard time, ex-rugby player, big old guy. I forget his name. But
that's Salamatu, something like that.
Yeah, Salamatu. He had a very hard time against him. He basically neutralized Micah Parsons. And so now you get a guy that's an athletic monster, really great laterally with the trade from Green Bay, a guy that has an educated pass rush that's very good at 2-gap and 1-gap approaches. And I think that you have to play team defense and rally to the ball and be sound on the back end to have a chance versus Philly. And so I think for week one, you are better.
So big time, I'm going to give you 2. And I'm going to trust that you're not going to be a preacher because I'm giving you 2. I'm giving you 2. Week one and this year, are we better from the trade? I'm giving you 2. You can't be a preacher, though.
Well, I am a preacher.
I know you're a preacher, but I'm talking about not right now. You know what I mean?
But I can answer those 2 questions with the same answer.
Okay.
Week one, I can make it very simple. I started D tackles was what, OC or either Solomon or OC.
OC.
Well, I'm just saying OC. Osa, I'm sorry.
Okay. Because we said OC earlier. I was like, OC? Wait a minute.
Osa, Solomon.
You been a preacher.
Wait a minute.
The pronunciations is preaching.
I'm sorry.
Michael.
Osa.
OC.
I'm 52 years old. I'm 52 years old. Y'all leave me alone.
I should have gave you one. I should have gave you one. You ain't even
this game here, Osa or Solomon Thomas or Osa or Mozzie Smith, I'm more comfortable with Osa and now Kenny Clark. That's better. That's an upgrade.
For week one? Okay, so then for the season.
And for the year, same thing.
Okay.
We're better. Mozzie now can just play football. The expectation that he had shifts now to Kenny Clark. There's high expectations that Kenny Clark going to come in and immediately fix this. Mozzie now just becomes a rotational guy. He can play. He just flat out play. Nobody's looking for Mozzie to do all this type of stuff. So Kenny Clark's appearance has made the front line, the D line, better. just his appearance, rather than him not being here. And we had to go through the same movie that we've seen for the last 3-4 years. No matter what, to go back to it, Micah is a generational talent. However, we saw what he was against the run, whether it's because of double teams, RPOs, or whatever. I think we're more better suited now on the defensive line, at least for week 1 and the regular season, rather than him being here on the against the run. Nobody want to say this. He's not generational, but everything else he is generational.
Yeah,
it's no question about.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So, Lou, week 1, are we better from the trade? And I'm gonna give you 2, and trust you gonna be concise.
Yeah, I think we're a better overall team. We're dynamically different. Teams can play us dynamically different now, and I think it's better for the players around us. Because my main gripe with the Cowboys, we have too much of the superhero effect, and it makes everybody else weaker because they always look to the stars to make a play. Now it's time for you to make a play. You step up.
Good answer.
Like Donovan Wilson, you trying to be a superhero? No, you need to fill the A gap when it's time to fill the A gap. Nothing in between, because we all need to do our job in order for all of this to work. I really love the DT room. That's going to make us a lot better, especially versus the run. If we better versus the run anyway, I think we're going to be a better defense. We're going to be a better built defense for any team. So yeah, I do think the defense is better. Now I do got questions about the edge room. I don't. My question is the politic issue, because I'm not with everybody with the edges. I'm not gonna lie. So
Politics? How you can't tease like that?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say it. Donovan Ezaraku need to be at the bottom of the damn depth chart, straight like that.
So, man, talk more. Why you acting like you scared to make the case, bro?
Why?
Speak your mind.
Because of the preseason, when he was out there, he got plenty of reps. Also, when I saw him versus versus a James Houston is a more natural rusher than a Donovan Ezaraku. I think Donovan has a lot to work on to be able to come into his body. I don't think he's just there just yet. People want to they say, oh, the coaches told him to do certain moves, everything like that.
That's bull.
That's bull. Like, I'm sorry. That's bull.
Who does that?
You need to be repping.
Who tells you to take plays off?
No, yeah.
Where do they do that?
Yeah, like
some people were saying that out there in the streets.
They were. So I just feel like he's just not ready yet. He just needs to come into his body a little bit more. Whether I think the rotation should be, Dante should be your number one. Sam, I don't, Sam can go out there, but I'm looking at Nealon as more of a, and then
yes.
I need if you're gonna have your NASCAR package, I'm sorry, Ezaraku don't need to be out there. I'd rather have James Houston out there than Ezaraku. James Houston is a natural pass rusher right now. We saw him baseline, him versus Ezaraku. I don't want to hear nothing he did in college. Is no more projection. The bullets were flying in preseason, and he was going against the same fifth string tackles, and he was struggling. He was struggling, and James Houston he was putting pressure on folks. So that's just me.
Man, I'm so glad. I hated that we had to pull that out of you, man. Next time, speak your mind, bro. Be the killer that you are every day. Why you come over here and you just pull up your weapon?
Concise. That's
what
you're
right. I'm gonna pull some more out of him right now. Hold on, Lou. So
I'm liking this.
Sam Williams, Lou. So do you think that and I have my own answers for all these questions, but I'm pulling this out of you because you got the gift on you. All right. So look, how does Sam Williams contribute this season? Is he a 8-sack guy for the Cowboys this year?
I don't think Sam Williams is a great pass rusher. I'm not high on him as everyone else. His mechanics is very, very wonky.
Awkward.
He relies on.
He's not disciplined.
He tries to play like Micah, but Micah is more athletically gifted to do so he can get away with a lot of things. So you're not Micah. You need to be more. You know what I'm saying? You need to be more gifted in your rush. I like a Nealon more than Sam Williams because I know Nealon is at least going to press the tackle and stay consistent in his rush lane. Especially, I'm gonna get heated right now.
Play the gift on you.
Isn't that discipline though, Lou? Isn't that the discipline?
It's discipline and technique.
That's my message to the entire D line. I'm gonna be cussing at the screen if y'all are once again in like undisciplined in y'all rush lanes versus a clear dual threat quarterback. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because that's football 1-on-1. We press the pocket in and make him escape out the back door. Stop. Yep. And I'm talking to you, Osa, too. Stay disciplined in your rush lane. That's everybody.
Yep.
That's trying to flip your hips too much, so get off of that, bro. Always trying to flip your hips. Bro, you don't need to flip your hips every rep. You don't need to do that because then that gets you out of position. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
And in this game, real quickly, you better be disciplined. It's just that simple. In this particular game, you better be disciplined.
So I'm asking, go ahead, Amp.
I'm going to go ahead and say that for week 1, yes, we are better. And the reason we're better is because your DT shelf life, your one tech shelf life has now been extended.
Mm-hmm.
The depth has been increased. So now Clark pushes. Y'all listen to Voch. You heard him talking about pushing and building the roster down. We finally did it in a position.
That's right.
Instead of trying to push the guys up.
You got to kind of slow that down and explain what Voch says with that because people go miss it. Kind of slow that down a little bit.
So when roster building, right, the Cowboys for a long time would have a guy in a position who, they're pretty comfortable with, they like, but hadn't quite lived up to the height that they should have.
Right. So they'll get a bad guy.
And
they will push that other guy
look better.
Right.
Right.
So he was saying what Philly does is they get a good guy to push the okay guy down. And that's what actually happened in the D tackle room is what Voch said.
Yep. And to your point, boss, it helps. I think it helps Toia.
Oh yeah, greatly.
Because now it's less pressure on him.
Less reps on him.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now
he can come in where he really needs to and see the way Philly plays and big time. You talked about it. We talked about this discipline, right?
Mm-hmm.
They will kiss it. They will keep it simple, stupid. And they will wait for you to make an undisciplined move. Now you've made a mistake. Now you've cost your team. They wait for the mistakes, the opportunistic moments to where they can seize you and pounce on you.
Yeah.
I think we're better because a lot of times Micah gambled.
My boy say Voch
gotta be disciplined.
My boy say Voch be wrong all the time. I think all of us are wrong sometime. Okay, just to say that straight up. And he was definitely right on Philly versus Dallas. He was right on that. The pattern. So I'm gonna answer this question, and then I'm gonna answer my final question. We gonna get up out of here. We did pretty good, man. Everybody did good. I like everybody was concise, man. Y'all was smooth today. Hey, we got a total of about 600 people watching all together too, man, between all the channels. So make sure y'all also like and subscribe to everybody. I know that's a lot of work, but go to all the channels and hit that like. Big Game James, Amp Sports, Angry, Big Time Show, Lou Takes, Star, Gazer Sports. I know it's a lot of work, but even if you do it when you're chilling, give everybody that like to where you can push this content out. I would say we better short term. We're not as good long term. That's my answer. But the good news is this. I'll say we better week 1. We're better week 1. These are my reasons. Because we had Micah in a crisis. He missed all the training camp. And Brian Schottenheimer already said he was going to be on the snap count. So that means we wasn't going to even get the best Micah. But we go get the best Clark. Because guess what? You can go look at Clark right now in preseason with Green Bay, which they did him like we was begging for us to do our starters. You can go look at Clark game 1. We bubble wrapped all our guys. So guess who actually got calluses? Clark. So that means he more battle tested than any one of our starters.
Any one of them.
In all the starters. Clark got more reps than all of our starters in preseason. Everything we've been begging to see, he has. So we would have had a bubble wrap and limited Micah versus we have a full-time go. Clark said today, you can give me 30 reps, you can give me 50 reps, you can give me 20 reps. I'm ready to go.
And he saw the team we playing Thursday twice last year.
So, and whooped him. When I saw him push, what's my top guard name, OC? I don't know why I keep
Dickerson.
Man, I saw him push Dickerson back 5 yards.
Yeah.
I fell out my seat, bro.
He's strong.
Yeah,
He's strong.
He bodied Creed Humphrey. all-pro center from Kansas City Chiefs. He bited him. He used to put him in that 2-eye, bro. He's slanting down and smash that center, boy.
And he athletic.
Smash him, bro.
Oh, see, we
smash
got
him
some
and
shoes.
extend. Bullet
And he
bro.
athletic too. Like,
And he athletic. That dude say, "Hey, big." He
Great
say,
lateral
"I
moves.
play the 3 and I play the 1."
And
Hey,
you can tell
Cowboy.
the times he struggled last year was obviously because he was favoring. He had a. So I went and researched. There was a bunion and
Broken
bones.
toe.
Yeah, he had a foot injury.
Yes.
Nah, my boy say,
Whole
"Stop
lot
being
going on.
homeless."
Yes.
Listen, DJ, we giving you the reasons, big dog. This ain't just we're better and we stop talking. You don't understand that we telling you why we're better. DJ?
Man.
You might be just
I ain't
a hater.
listening to that.
He might
He
just
been
got
I
terrible
ain't
in the
listening to
chat.
no
Just
hater.
ignore him. Just
Get
ignore
on
him.
out of here. Get him out of here. Get out of here. Get on out of here.
We're better,
on the-
y'all. We're
Yeah,
better.
I'm
We're
on the-
not better long term. Long term, you could have band-aided up that one tech and still had somebody that was getting all that pressure.
I don't know about that, boss.
No,
I'm
this
gonna tell
what
you
I mean.
right now.
This what I mean. You could have
Okay.
traded for another one tech.
You could have got Clark.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been Clark. And you could have got
You
Clark.
could have got Clark, man. You
But
could have
what
got
I'm
Clark.
saying, long term, I would rather have a fully ramped up Micah with a band-aid at DT. Long term, I mean for the 17-week span. But for game 1, we are ready for
Yeah.
Philly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So this is my last question, and we gonna go around the loop, and we're not gonna get no final words because that'll take 20 hours. We gonna ask the question that everybody want to know. How are we gonna beat Philly? And are we gonna beat Philly? Angry.
How are we gonna beat Philly? Obviously, it's cliche to talk about the trenches because the battle is won in the at the line of scrimmage. But as far as we are gonna have to, first of all, stop the run game or at least stop the bleeding. Allow Jalen Hurts to beat us with his arm. And on the offensive side of the ball, use the new toys that you have. Use the toys that you have. Try to establish the run game like Brian Schottenheimer's talking about. But I think, like you asked if we were better or worse, and I believe that really all depends. That all depends on the psyche of the locker room after all this stuff has went down. If you remember back in 2023 when Trayvon Diggs went down to an injury, Trayvon Diggs was one of the leaders of the team, and the morale of the team just went down with him. So it really depends on how they bounced back. If they're really true with what Dak Prescott said, and I'm gonna end it here, then we should be good in Philly. But if there's still some resonating thoughts and feelings,
Star, how do we beat Philly? Will we beat Philly?
I think now, we beat Philly. I think we beat Philly, and I think we go beat them through the air. To be honest, I just think they secondary is terrible. They don't have their cornerback too is like a Dory Jackson, and then they tried throwing some other. I forgot the other guy's name, Jacorian Bennett or something. I think is their slot, but they're not confident over there. And I was looking at their reporters and stuff today. They're not confident in those corners, and they're not confident in their safeties. They just picked up a safety, and they were asking Nick Sirianni, is he gonna be ready by Dallas? And he's like, I'm hope so. So that means like their secondary is not really good. Their strength is still their D line because you have Jalen Carter there, and he's going into year 3, Jalen Carter. So I'm guessing he's gonna be even, a beast. So I would say we're probably gonna win in the air. I think you're gonna have to stop Saquon, which we now have the personnel to do. Now, granted, Saquon never really does too much against us, but I think we're really gonna be able to limit him with the new D line and in the way our linebackers are playing. And I think we're gonna get Philly in an uncomfortable situation, which is making Hurts make them be unbalanced, make Hurts pass more. So that's how I feel like we will beat Philly.
Big time.
This is a Dak game. It's no question. I like that. We don't know about the offensive line as of yet. We hadn't seen them go to work yet. Are they going to be able to open up the holes? The strength of Philly's defense, as Star just said so eloquently, it is their front seven. That is their strength. We don't know if our offensive line is our strength yet. We got to see it first. But I'll have no question at all that the secondary of the Philadelphia Eagles is not good. And I look at what we have, it is a pure Dak game. Defensively, I believe in our linebackers. I believe we're better suited because of the appearance of Clark here now. I believe we're better suited. Are we going to stop the run? I don't know. But I think we're better suited to. And I believe our linebackers will be good. One thing that we cannot do because of our secondary, I don't care about Bland signing. He deserves his money without a doubt. I'm good with that. But we do not want in any fashion to get it one-on-one with Devontae or AJ or whoever else they got or Goddard. I just feel like that if we can keep them in front of us, we're going to have a real good chance. In other words, make Jalen Hurts throw windows. As long as he get to throw jump balls and stuff, he's fine. But make Jalen Hurts, put him in the zone. I believe he gives us a chance to get our hands on the ball. He's a great athlete. He's a great runner of the football, but nobody has said that Jalen Hurts is a great thrower, pocket quarterback. That's what we got to turn him into. If we can do that, we got a real good shot.
Big.
I'm gonna go big time. Said a lot of things I was feeling. You feel me? The week where we played, remember the week when Dak had the injury and he came back, or was it 21? And we played Tampa Bay and he went crazy opening week one against Tom Brady. I feel like he got to have that type of game. Yeah, we may not want him to throw 50 passes, but this might be a 50 pass game. This is what I feel in my heart. He's going to throw the ball a lot this game. And just like you said, you got to use them tools. You got George Pickens. Man, you better use that, man. You better go crazy with that receiving core. Them two boys you just got. And use Kavontae Turpin too. That's a sneaky element. Please use that sneaky element because that's a little speed element that we have. And I want them to be able to use him. So I feel like it's got to be a Dak game. Also, honestly, I think our offensive line would be good, but I am worried about them because they got no reps in the preseason, and you're going against a very good defensive line. I do not like that at all. I did not like that because you're putting a lot of pressure on them young boys. That's one of the youngest offensive lines in the game right now. So that has me a little worried. As far as us winning, I can't say that. I don't really have that feeling. I feel like it might be a shootout type game. We'll see because I'm worried about our cornerbacks. I know we got Kenny Clark, but guys still along the line still have not played together at all in the preseason. So I'm like, what do we really have out here right now? So that's why I'm in my head. So got to be a Dak game. Use them receivers and get Kavontae Turpin really involved in this game and, keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket like Big Time said. I feel like Saquon. I don't think Saquon goes off on us for some reason, though. I just don't feel like he's going to have them games he had last year. But I feel like we have to watch out for the A.J. Browns and the Devontae Smiths of the world.
Amp. So, again, you heard it already. Trenches, most definitely. Gotta be physical. You gotta meet physicality with physicality. You gotta hit them in the mouth. If you hit Jalen Hurts, if you hit Saquon Barkley, you hit them in the mouth before they get an opportunity to get their confidence up in this game and win on first and second down. So you can have some favorable thirds. So you can keep that little funky ass tush push off the doggone field. You do that, you ended at the end with a chance to win.
Hey, I just want to say one last thing. I apologize. We cannot play from behind.
Yeah.
Don't go into Philly getting down early.
Yeah, I agree with
y'all gonna hate me, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The way you beat Philly is you trade for a running back one.
Oh man,
Oh,
you
and then
chill
we gonna
out.
lose then. And we lose
You
then.
chill out.
No. I was just sneakily want to bring up this campaign before I give my real answer. That was just
Yeah.
creatively. Listen, we got a new campaign that we gonna be pushing. I was thinking at first, you know what? Let's see what these guys can do. And then I thought about it. I said, bro, you already know, bro. Come on, don't play no games. You know that if you go get Taylor, that's way better than what we got in that room. So, no, go get a real RB1. And I want to bring that up before I give my answer on how to beat Philly, because I feel like that's the last thing we need. I feel like the corner's on the way. The corner's coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we want to really be like we trying to really win the whole thing, and I ain't talking about waiting to draft no dudes with them picks. Now trade now. You said you might be willing to make a trade with one of them picks. I know, but I still want to put pressure on. I want to put that pressure on because we've been getting everything we pressure. So I'm gonna keep pressure. You know what I mean? And especially if the back's looking. You know, I'm be like, nah, bro, get us over the hump, bro. Put a real back behind that offensive line. Put somebody like like, imagine this. What if you got old boy out of New Orleans, Kamara? You can probably get him for a future third. You know what I'm saying? You can probably
We ain't got a third.
I'm saying future third. That's why I said future third.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? You can probably get it from future third, maybe a fourth. Because you know New Orleans is trying to rebuild that thing. They already trying to get picks and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So it's guys out there, and he would be good because he would be a rental RB1.
You know what I'm saying? Foster coached him. Our current RB coach. He coached him.
That's a perfect fit. That would be a rental RB1 that would make us contenders now. Now, how do you beat Philly? I definitely think defensive, you got to play discipline on defense. You got to stop the run together as a unit. It can't be no hero ball. That's one. Two, I definitely believe that we got to beat them with the element of surprise. You know, Shotty, you've been saying you've been holding back your hand. It's time to see it. It's time to see it. I don't believe that it's an element of surprise because you had open practices. I'm just keeping it real. See, Lou felt me on that. You got open practices. So, like, anybody that's smart go send all their scouts every day and just copy everything.
DallasCowboys.com. Boy.
Dallas, you showcased everything. So, the element of surprise. Sure. No, we showcase. Because you can't not
vanilla.
Practice. Yeah, you can't not practice what you go do. Stop it. So, so you got to get them with the element of surprise. Mainly, and then this is a game where likely you're gonna have to put it on Dak, but I wouldn't want them to put it on Dak out the gate. I would want them to commit to running the ball at least the first 3 series to get them in a rhythm to, like Coach Marv would say, get that offensive line lathered up. I don't want them to start out gunning that thing. I really don't.
Me too.
Why not?
I'm sorry, y'all. We got to punch. The only way to beat Philly, you do not beat Philly finesse. You got to punch them in the mouth.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
you have to punch
that's
them
true.
in the mouth.
That's true.
Like the Rams punched them in the mouth. New Orleans punched them in the mouth. You have to go and actually go punch.
It's not your turn yet, Luke, because I'm saving you for last.
Oh man,
because I know you did a whole scouting report. That's exactly why I'm saving you. Because I know you already dug into Philly deep. You are last, not now, my man. You know what I mean? So,
hey, real quick, can Shotty act like? Can Shotty show us why they kept Hunter Luke Key on the squad?
Please.
I'm just saying.
Or Schoonmaker.
Please.
So listen, y'all. I mean this. We need to be trying to get that RB1. I mean that. I'm gonna be pushing that for the next months, all the way up to the trade deadline. But on my thoughts on beating Philly, it's gonna be the element of surprise. It's gonna be physicality and playing good team defense, and Dak having an amazing game. Not necessarily chunking it all day, but just being efficient with the football.
Now with the element of surprise and everything, didn't the Cowboys have like open practices to the public, but also closed practices off from the public this offseason?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's why the joint practices, were so vanilla and everything. And then once they turned back to the closed, they were ramping up their playbook.
I would hope so. I don't trust that, just being honest, because you trying to get a lot of people ready, in my opinion. And I don't think you get ready hiding what you're trying to do. You either close your practices
or you keep it open, and because you need all them practices to get you ready and to be sharp, just in my opinion. But and then you go have to work on your stuff. You have to work on your stuff, but y'all chose to have it open to the public. So yeah, people they gonna be scouting what you do. They gonna be scouting everything about you. Like if I was an owner, I would send all my scouts to that open practice, had them put on Dallas Cowboy gear, bring in a notepad, and take everything they doing and sneak in the camera. I would do all of that, right? And then I would have it fully broken down the next day and give it to my scouting team and say, let's break these boys down. Because see, Philly and all these teams are gonna do whatever they gotta do. They go Belichick all day to try to figure out what you could be doing. They not gonna walk in there totally blind. I promise you that. These billionaires have already sent the scouts to our practices. I promise you that, especially the first 3 games. I promise you it was guys out there talking about go Cowboys, and they were scouts. I guarantee it. OC, how we beat them?
Man, I just think that the Cowboys are in a situation. You're going to play the Super Bowl championship team. You're going to play them, at home. I think you got a younger offensive line that needs a little bit of time to gel, that hadn't played a lot of snaps together in this preseason. So I think it's a tall ask. I think that defensively, you're just going to have to be sound all the way around, and you're going to have to basically keep everything in front of you. You cannot give up big plays on the back end, man, to any of the wide receivers for the Eagles. And you have to figure out a way not to completely eliminate, but to contain Jalen Hurts from escaping the pocket and making key critical first down runs. If you do that, you give yourself a chance. Offensively, Dak Prescott is going to have to throw for more than 400 yards for us to have a shot at winning this game. Vegas says Eagles are minus 7.5, meaning that they're favored by 7.5 points. And I think that Vegas probably got this one right, man. I'll be surprised if we win this game. I'll be honest with you. Sorry, not trying to throw shade or be negative, but just giving an honest answer, man. I think I'll be very surprised if the Cowboys win this week 1. I think in the follow-up matchup, they have a much better chance. But coming out the gate, it's a tall order to ask.
Yeah, but that young offensive line. I understand. Lou, you wrapping us up, bro.
Yeah, that's why with that young offensive line, I think we need to adhere to game plan to go and let them punch on the Eagles defensive line. Like you need to let them go attack Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. You can't let them sit back all game. And because that's where the game is going to be needed. If you want to truly torch that defense, you can't let Vic Fangio get comfortable. You gotta take it to him. And also defensively as well. They got a new right guard this year in Tyler Steen. I think he was at Alabama. Former I forgot when he was drafted, but he's been in that Stoutland room all this time. I thought Kenyon Green was going to beat him out, but they really have faith in this guy. And Dickerson may not play, so that's why I need we need to go punch them in the mouth. And I need Eberflus to look at the personnel, see there's a new guard, and go send your pressures there. Make him work. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to. Interior pressure is going to affect Jalen Hurts the most, and it's going to help your back end. Because I'm being confident about this team, but our pass rushers is a question mark, and even our secondary is a question mark. Not the corners, the safeties. Yeah, because the Micah effect really hit them. Like I'm looking at you, Captain. What's his name? Donovan Wilson. I'm looking at you because I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm nervous this week because you got Dallas Goedert and you got him all by yourself. So I think the only way we're going to have to go and actually take the fight to Philly. I watched the games that they struggled the most, and it was the closest. It was the divisional round versus the Rams in New Orleans early on. Both them teams early, they punched them in the mouth. I'm talking about, they may got 15 yards on this play, but this linebacker came and cleaned they tight end out. Or when it was over the play, they may got a targeting call, but they over here trying to lay out A.J. Brown. They took the fight to them because Eagles, they're bullies. So you got to go meet the bully head on. It's more of a mindset, in my opinion.
You know what, though? Quick, I'm sorry, boss. This goes back to the similarity, because if we start off slow like we usually do in games like this, the question really becomes, I agree that we need to punch them in the mouth, but is Schottenheimer going to turn it to Kellen Moore? Like, are you going to quit if the score is 14-0? Like, when and what point do you change the game plan? So is the commitment going to be there to the running game? That's really my question. I don't know if he got the patience for it. Not when he got Pickens and Lamb out there. I just can't see him say, hey, we just gonna keep running. I just can't see it.
Yeah, the commitment to the running game is all predicated if you get down early or not.
There you
If
go.
don't get down early, you can be committed to that running game. But if you fall behind in that first quarter by a couple touchdowns, then that game plan is going to change. And so therein lies the issue with that defense and how well and effective they are keeping things in front of them early in the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So before we get out of here, everybody just say your channels and then we out. We start with Angry. We'll go around.
All right. Angry Cowboys fan. You can find me on the Angry Cowboys fan on YouTube as well as X, TikTok, and Facebook.
Appreciate all you guys, man. Thank you for hanging out with all of us tonight. Simply, I got it right above me. The Big Time Show on YouTube, the Big Time Show on Facebook, the Big Time Show on X or Twitter. Follow me there and hook up with us. We're gonna be out doing the big thing for us this year. Go Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay. It's yours truly, Mr. Always Making Plays, representing AMP Sports. You can definitely catch me on all social media platforms. As I always say, good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good becomes your better and your better becomes your best.
Yeah, Lou Takes, LOU.takes on Instagram, X, Facebook, yeah, and of course YouTube. You know who we do this for, the first blame, last congratulated.
And also, Lou, man, great job, man. Enjoy listening to you, brother. So, man, salute.
Yeah, he said a gift on you.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
gonna really go
job.
listen to your scouting breakdown, bro.
Great
I
job.
caught the end of you cooking, bro. It looked like
get
you
better
really
and better. Getting better
yeah.
and better at what you do, man. Getting better and better at what you
Your
do.
numbers reflecting it,
Great
everything
job.
reflecting your effort in this space, bro. I love the work that you and Star putting in. Really do. I really do. I just a treasure. Both of y'all like super treasures, man. I love y'all. Real talk.
And salute to Star too for she gives shots out her channel, man. Doing a fantastic job, man. The depth is kind of like gumbo. You know when you gumbo sit for like a second day and the gumbo tastes better the second day because
that's Star.
God, that's Star. The seasoning's got in it good, and that's that Star, man, with her content and the vibe she brings. She's doing a great job. And I know I didn't fault her a little bit on a couple things, but I want to.
Oh, you whooped her.
Yeah, I didn't whoop. I just
whooped the snot out of her on Team Trenches. Team
Trenches.
Trenches. We whooped everybody, bro. We gave whoop ass on everybody. Excuse me. I didn't mean to say whoop ass. Oh, Lou, you lost to the Wave War.
No, Star's doing a great job, though. Stop interrupting. Stop interrupting, man. Yeah, but Star's
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Star's doing a great job, man, and just really enjoy listening and following her content, man.
Ripple.
She's underrated and really, really good at what she does, man. So salute to you, Star.
But
Thank
Lou,
you,
you
Lou.
plugged your channel?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, my dog.
All right. Thank you so much, OC, for those words. And YouTube boss and my guy Lou. I told Lou he's my inspiration. Lou started content after me, but he the one who started pushing me, started telling me what to do, all of this stuff to make my content pop better. So I appreciate that. But I'm Stargazer Sports on YouTube, Stargazer_sports on Instagram, Stargazer.sports on TikTok, and Stargazer Sports Media on Facebook. And then I'm really active on X/Twitter, which is my @name is The Stargazer. But instead of a E in Gazer, it's a 3, and then it's 2 R's at the end. Thank y'all so much for y'all support.
Salute.
You got us, you closing us out because I ain't saw you in so long, bro. Listen, man. Listen, I just want to also say this real quick, bro. We miss you. The space miss you. You, to me, especially when it comes to the draft, I already did a show that I'm gonna do in the future about you, bro. You were so cold, bro, especially in the draft. You were so cold. I'm gonna showcase how many times you have been pinpoint accurate, dog. And like I already clipped it. I'm just waiting on the proper season to feature you. It's so good to see you back in the space. I also, before you leave, I want you to update everybody what you're doing with, with your training and all that kind of stuff. Because the OC is doing big things out in the NFL community, in the training community. He is no longer just a content creator. He is a part of the NFL community now. So before you plug, Boss Cowboy Sports, the entity, I definitely want you to plug yourself. But I'm out.
Yeah, man, cool. So you can follow me. First of all, you can catch me on Boss Cowboy Sports. I'm gonna plug Boss Cowboy Sports first. You catch me on the channel, so I'll be back around as we get close to the season. You'll see me popping in post game from time to time, especially when it's important. You won't see me every show, but you will see me enough for you guys to know I'm around, man. Salute to Boss Cowboy, holding down, doing a fantastic job day in and day out, show in and show out, man. So salute to you, Boss Cowboy, for your hard work. Follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram. Also now on X and also Facebook. You can follow me, the OC100, related to Boss Cowboy Sports on X. You can follow me also on X. I just actually opened this account, Anomaly Performance TX. All right, so Anomaly Performance TX, and so we train from youth to professional players. Man, we help develop talent, skills, NIL deals, scholarships, development skills, contract years. Breaking into the league years, comprehensive from IQ to conditioning to mentality to strength explosion, the whole 9 yards, man. So we do it 100% locally here in Dallas, man, for players around the country. And so if I can help anybody, your kids, your family, friends, relatives, pros, just reach out to me on X, man. So appreciate everything and salute.
Fellas. Good show, man. Good show, man. Good show. So that was the kickoff show. It looked like we was holding about 600 all together for most of the show. We need to stop having them slow ramp downs because every time we ramp down, that's when I ain't in the stream yet.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Now at the stream.